So today we're going to be making a mask. It's the first time I'm making one, so I'm hoping it will work out. I will re-record this if it doesn't work, but this is the first one. So what I've managed to get is from the pharmacy chemist. I've got a disposable mask, and I'm going to use this as a filter so that it lasts for as long as possible for whoever's using it. So we're going to name ours, the filters, and people will only use the ones that belong to them, and that's what they should do anyway. We've also got a piece of fabric that's folded in half and cut into 9.5 there by 6.5 here, so 9.5 width, 6.5 length, and it's on a fold. This the fabric will need to be washed before you make it, or I would probably wash it before and after, especially if it's cotton, just in case of shrinkage. You need 2 pieces of elastic, approximately 6.5 inches. You will also need, I'm going to make an extra sort of filter almost, and I'm going to put some interfacing in it, which I'll attach to one side, and the interfacing is 6 inches by 8 inches, so 8 inches across and 6 inches down, and I will add that to one side of my mask here. I'm going to have a little play around with it. So this is what it should look like. So I've ironed the fabric in half, and I've added the interfacing onto one side of the fabric, and ironed it in place so it's nice and stuck. So the next bit, you're going to make 2 little hems. We've done this lots before in our classes. So fold over about 1/4 inch and then 1/4 inch again, and pin in place. You can iron it if that makes it easier for you, but as we're trying to make these quickly, I would suggest just pinning it and making sure you take your pins out as you sew. Don't leave them in there. You can use those clips that you can get. I haven't quite got the hang of them yet. I prefer to use pins. I've always used. We're going to do the same on the other side and pin it in place. So 1/4 inch and then 1/4 inch again. Now sew along the inside edge here where you folded, and edge stitch all the way down. So you're edge stitching all the way down, being careful to remove your pins as you go along. You don't want to get your pins stuck into your machine or right beneath or ruin your machine, so just carry on. The next bit is get your elastic that we cut earlier and line it up with the top where you've just sewn, so the pretty side of the fabric and not the wrong side, the right side of the fabric, and just put it in there and anchor it in place before you sew. It will just make your life easier when you come to the side seam. So that's in place there, and the other end of the elastic goes at the bottom, so where your fold was, just above that, and in my case there's my crease line, and I'm just going to anchor it in place there. It will look like, like this on the right side. Make sure your elastic's both the right way round so it doesn't the same on the other side. So on the opposite side to where you've attached the other piece of elastic, where your fold was, just above that, so where your interfacing finishes. As you can see, I've anchored both the elastics in place just so it makes my life easier when I'm sewing. I now want to bring the fabric up together, so the two right sides together in there. Match both sides up. Keep your elastic on the inside, don't have it on the outside. Attached my elastic to the wrong bit by accident. I'm just going to sew down the other side too. So when you're finished with this bit, it should look like this. So you're interfacing on one side and one side with no interfacing, and you've stitched down both sides. At this point, if you wanted to trim off some of the seam allowance here, you can. I'm going to. You don't have to do this bit, but I'm just going to do it so because it's going to come inside anyway. Trim off any loose ends of thread. And then turn your mask inside. Now I'm not too worried on this one occasion. I know I've always talked to you about turning the corners out properly, but on this occasion, if you're making quick masks for your family to wear or to give to people, people helping in the community, then to be honest, I'm not really that bothered. You can just carefully poke those corners through like that. Now you've created a pocket in there, but before I show you how to put your mask in, I want to create some pleats here. Now, probably should have marked this beforehand, but it doesn't matter because I'm doing this one to show you. Right, I've made my own little sewing table here at home, so everything's all over the place, but hey ho, we're going to give it a go. Right, so I would probably mark at 1.5 inches on either side, 1.5 there, and 1.5 there, and then again 1.5. So each. Side as well, the same thing, 1.5, and that will be my actual plate. So I will do I think it'll work. Anyway, if you don't, we're going to re-record this. So far, so 1.5. So you're going to join those two dots where the blues are together, and then that will create one plate. We will then do that again, and it will create another plate like this, and like that. So it'll create a couple of pleats there. So. Now you can pin this in place if you want to, so that you've got a little bit more control. I'm just going to go for it because this is my example one, and I want to get it out to you as quickly as possible. I'm just putting an extra row stitching on the edge here. You don't have to do this. I want to. Just making things a little bit securer. Don't rush. That one line of stitching should be fine. Once again, snip off all the edges and the loose threads. To give it a try. So I'm not completely happy with this because it's not, the pleats aren't straight. I did them sort of freehand, and they're sort of a bit wonky, but you've got the overall sort of gist of this. I'm going to try and do a recording of this again, so don't share this one. So you've got your pleats and I've ironed it flat. What you then do, sorry, I've managed to somehow get my mask underneath my thing. So what you would do is your disposable masks, instead of them being used as the main mask, you'd put them, slot them inside here with the wire bit at the top. Now, oops, just get that in my pleats are the wrong way. Pleats should be down. No, it should have been down. Okay, that's fine. So doing that. The mask is on the inside, so put that in on the inside with the wire bit on the top, and let's see if it works.